Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Superman, plus also Supergirl, because Melissa Benoist has commented on the DCEU's new Supergirl. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay guys, so today we're going to be talking about what Mark Guggenheim, one of the Arrowverse creators behind Crisis on Infinite Earths, had to say in regards to a Superman sequel show happening. Now also we got to talk about the Screen Rant article that breaks down some recent comments from Melissa Benoist talking about the new Supergirl. So got all of that to break down. It's going to be a good video, so if you enjoy the video, go ahead afterwards and watch my recent videos, because I'm sure there's a lot on the channel that you guys might be interested in watching in case you've missed it. So we've uploaded pretty much daily in the last week, so go check those videos out. But for now, let's go ahead and get into today's main topic. First things first, let's talk about what Melissa Benoist had to say in regards to the DCU's new Supergirl. So a while ago, Millie Alcock was cast as Supergirl in the DCU. She is supposedly going to be appearing in Superman Legacy, the film that's coming out in 2025, now retitled to Superman, as we've talked about in a recent video. But basically, Melissa Benoist has been promoting at a press tour of sorts, I guess, her new Max show, which is coming out very soon this month, titled Girls on the Bus. And so she's given a quote, and I'm going to be reading this quote out to you because she hasn't given her opinion on the new Supergirl yet. We know that she gave her opinion when Sasha Calle was cast for the Flash film. Obviously that kind of didn't work out. That's not really anything against Sasha, that's just the DCU kind of going down the toilet because of this new universe, and so they wanted to restart with a new Supergirl. And so this is what Melissa had to say. She says, "I think any and all takes on the character are valuable because of what she stands for. Supergirl as an entity is iconic for a reason and has been since the 50s. I personally think that every iteration of her is valuable for young women to see, and hopefully with every take on her, someone will see themselves in it." So this has been Melissa's standpoint for a long time, ever since she played the character, because obviously she wasn't the first Supergirl. Helen Slater came before, who even showed up in the Supergirl TV show as Kara's mum. But basically this is just like the same kind of vibe of what she's always said in regards to Supergirl. It's about inspiring people, and Supergirl, no matter who she's played by, it's valuable because of what they stand for. And basically I think she would say the same thing if she was asked about the Supergirl after Millie Alcock. And I think Melissa also doesn't really give herself enough credit here, because she says Supergirl has been iconic for a reason since the 50s, but I wouldn't say she was that popular. Like, Helen Slater's film didn't do that well, and she isn't that well known for Supergirl. And then plus obviously there was the Smallville version of Supergirl, but there hasn't been much. And it's really been since the CW show came out and Melissa's version that Supergirl has become more well known to the wider public, not just DC fans. Of course DC fans have known Supergirl for a long time, they've loved her, but with this version of Supergirl played by Melissa on the CW in the Arrowverse, that's where it all kicked off. And I would argue you wouldn't have Sasha's Supergirl in the Flash without Melissa teaming up with Grant's Flash in the TV show, because that was such a popular dynamic with fans, including myself. I thought they were great on screen together, and purely for that reason, that was definitely one of the most exciting factors about the Flash film. So what do you guys make of this? Let me know down in the comments below, because I feel like, yeah, Melissa started this, but now we're going to get more and more, and I think Millie Alcock has a really good chance when she actually takes the screen as the DCU Supergirl, presumably in the new Superman film by James Gunn. She'll probably make a cameo there, and then she'll go on to play the Girl of Steel in her own film sometime in the next couple of years. We don't know if they're going to start filming this year or next year, but most likely latest end of next year. But for now, let's move on to our second main topic. This is to do with ex-Arrowverse boss and ex-Crisis on Infinite Earths kind of creator, I guess you could call him, Mark Guggenheim. He's worked on lots of the Arrowverse shows like Legends, like Arrow, and if you guys remember to a video maybe about 1 to 2 weeks ago, we talked about this potential Superman sequel series to the Kingdom Come version of Superman. Now, that version was played by Brandon Routh in Crisis on Infinite Earths, which obviously Mark Guggenheim had a huge part to play in, and Brandon Routh was big in that, and fans really loved him, and they loved the suit. And with David Corenswet having a Kingdom Come inspired Superman costume, people have been talking about this, and there was a comment a while ago from Mark Guggenheim and from Brandon Routh basically saying that they had conversations, but the way that they talked about it, it inferred that a potential TV series sequel was just purely talks. And those talks happened a long time ago, like during Crisis, so like pre-pandemic. So from day one when I made that video, I think I mentioned that I just think what was quoted was an old conversation and it wasn't that crazy, like they're gonna actually do this or something. But let's talk about what Mark Guggenheim had to say, because he's commented and clarified the situation with the Kingdom Come TV series that could have featured Brandon Routh's Superman. So Mark Guggenheim went on to say, one such follower asked if I had any promotional photos of Brandon Routh as Superman from the Crisis on Infinite Earths event that I show ran. Thinking nothing of it, I posted what I had in my Dropbox and casually mentioned, because I thought it was a fun nugget, that Brandon and I had talked about some kind of a sequel series for his version of Superman. You can see on the screen right here, this is one of the pieces of concept art that was attached to this post, and he says, well, that little comment kind of went viral. A friend of mine, a comic book shop owner, texted me that suddenly his Facebook feed was nothing but articles about the comment, some of which exaggerated said comment into a possibility, brackets, there is none that I can reasonably conceive of, or even talks, in kind of parentheses, which haven't happened unless you count Brandon and my little chats. He then goes on to finish this by saying, I share because it's an amusing anecdote that demonstrates how even like the smallest of comments can occasionally go viral and be a great example of how much love there still is for the Arrowverse, which is entirely true. I don't often write about the latter in this newsletter because I want to be forward facing as opposed to backwards looking, but I'm really humbled by it and grateful for all the passion fans still have for our little endeavor. And here he is talking about the Arrowverse. So this is entirely true. I feel like us Arrowverse fans would just take any small nugget that we can get and just, you know, go with it. So when we heard this, you know, we're all kind of like, well, this probably isn't true, and was probably just like a random conversation they had, but wouldn't that be cool if that actually happened? But obviously Mark has gone out to say, no, this isn't true, this was just like a conversation they had, and it was just, you know, one of the chats they had, I guess, back when they were shooting Crisis. And so even though a sequel series for his version of Superman, the Kingdom Come version that we saw in Crisis, would be amazing, it's not going to happen, and there is no kind of progress, there is no actual talks. This is just literally some talks between the two of them a while ago. But yeah, like Mark says, I just think it's really nice that he appreciates how big the Arrowverse is and how, you know, this has actually affected so many people, and people are dying to get anything from the Arrowverse once again beyond Superman and Lois, because we all know that the Arrowverse is coming to an end this year with Superman and Lois in October. So definitely we would love something else like in the future, whether it's like a revival, maybe it's like a revival show or a revival special, because you've seen other major shows in the past do it, like Friends. So why can't the Arrowverse do that at one point? And why can't some of those heroes show up in other projects like in the DCEU? If James Gunn and if the people in charge actually want to do that, you could totally see James Gunn putting like Brandon Routh as a cameo at one point, or being an actual Kingdom Come Superman, or someone like Grant Gustin's Flash showing up as the Flash, or Stephen Amell showing up as Green Arrow. That could totally happen because they are massive fan favorites, as mentioned here. And so definitely it's not like out of the realm of possibility, because we know how DC is with the multiverse. They do like to get involved, although right now we don't know how James Gunn is going to kind of set the groundwork and write all the rules in terms of who can show up and who can't. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
spicy room.